All right, so for this part, we're gonna be working on the lift, and you're gonna have popsicle sticks that are marked green and one that aren't marked green. You can take two of the ones that aren't marked green, and you can make an X. So the way you want to do it, you want to place one of them on top of the other, and one this shape. See right here, the top one is facing that way. Next, you're gonna take one of your wires, just pull it out. And what you're first gonna do, you're gonna take it, you're gonna make a little bend, and you're gonna wanna pinch it so you can make a little loop like that. You're gonna take your X, keep it the same, and you're gonna push it through. You're gonna push it all the way through. So the pinch is right there. On the other side, you're gonna bend it down, like so. And then, like on the other one, you're gonna wanna make a loop so it doesn't come out. So, you're gonna press it down. Voila. All right, so once you finish with that one, you can do the same thing to the other pairs, and it's gonna look like this. You have 6 pairs, each of them tied together with the wire. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate them up. The top one, you want to make it an X. You want all of them to have the same pattern, with the same popsicle stick on the top and the same popsicle stick at the bottom. Yep, and when you something to pay attention, you're gonna be putting them together. So keep in mind that the bigger holes, you can see how they're much bigger than the other ones. You want them to be on the outer parts, the edges. See how these are here? These are over here, the larger ones. The larger ones are over here, and the larger ones are over here. Keep that in mind. All right, so for the next step, what we're gonna do, we're gonna be connecting our X's. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the same pinch method. Gonna make your little loop-de-loop. All right, there we go. And what you can do, you're gonna connect the X's, and we're gonna take the inner parts. So here's the outer parts, and here's the inner parts. We're gonna take the inside parts, and we're gonna connect it with this one. For this one, you want to take the right one and place it at the bottom. And for this part, you're gonna place it on the top, like that. You want it like that. So first, we're gonna connect this one. Same method. Boom. Then make sure that this one is on the bottom, like that. Oop. It's on the top. Remember, same pinch pattern. It's not the best, but it does the job. All right, so then you're gonna get this pattern. Okay, so then we're gonna do the same thing with the next piece. You're gonna set it up, make sure that the pattern is still the same. You're gonna put this one on top and this one at the bottom. Boom. Repeat the pattern. That's very important. And the completed version will look like this. See how smoothly it opens and closes? That's why you're gonna keep the pattern the same. It's very important. All right, so for next part, we're gonna be hot gluing your shish kebab sticks into the lift. you're gonna take it. I'll re-glue them here with hot glue, and I'm not sure how to do it. So first, you're gonna take your short one, leave the big one by itself. We're not using it yet. We're gonna stick it into, see these holes right here? You can stick it into the hole. Make sure that there's some space outside, and then we're gonna hot glue it. Be very careful with it. Make sure that the hot glue has been going for at least 5 minutes, so it's nice and hot. Make sure you don't have your fingers underneath because it will drip. Oh. There it is. Make sure it's nice and glued. Make sure they glue all over. And then you get it on the inside as well. There we go. Now you're gonna let it dry. I did the work on the piece of cardboard, so make sure that you, if it's possible, make sure you put it in a non-flammable area so it doesn't catch blaze and it doesn't mess up your desk. Okay, so what we did here, you're gonna do to the other ones, like so, and you're gonna have it like this. Make sure that you don't do it to the long one because we're gonna do that in a bit. All right, so for the next step, we're gonna be combining both sides of the lift, and we're gonna be hot gluing them to the sticks as well. So you're gonna place the one that you've already done, like that, with the sticks sticking out. You're gonna take the other one, and you're gonna combine them. Make sure that you hold this one correctly, that way it doesn't wobble as much, and then you just push it down. Do it for the other ones. There you go. All right. And now you're gonna take your hot glue gun and you're gonna glue. So, this one over here. Make sure you don't have your fingers underneath it. Glue it to the as best as you can. Just fixing this up. There you go. Make sure they're on a similar level. You don't want one like super short. Oh, there we go. Alright, and now you're gonna let it dry for a bit. Alright, now that a couple minutes have passed, nice and cool, you're gonna take it and you're gonna grab the top and the bottom and carefully flip it towards you. Like that. And then you're gonna take your hot glue gun and you're gonna hot glue the other sides of the ones you glued. So the bottom one right here. Make sure it's nice and spread. Boom. And then you're gonna carefully put back your glue gun. And then you're gonna wait for this one to dry. Okay, so for the next part, we're gonna take your long stick and your lift, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick this to the missing holes. You're gonna carefully put in, show, and push it in. If you need to rotate it to make it go even easier. You keep pushing to make it to the other side. Boom. Then you're going to carefully, whoops, slowly, carefully, like that. Make sure that there's a good chunk of stick outside. Then you're gonna come over here to your foam or cardboard. You're gonna place it down right at a little bit over near the edge. Then you get your tape. You take 3 pieces of tape. Make sure that they're good pieces because you're gonna to hold it down. You tape this one side here. One side over here. And then one side over here. Right. And then you're gonna take the 3mm syringe, as you can see on the bag, and you can just read right here, 30 milliliters. You're gonna take it out. You're gonna take your plastic tube, and then you're gonna insert it. The plastic tube will go on the outside because it's able to stretch. Then you're just gonna firmly, tightly get it in there. Just push it in. Okay, there you go. And then you're gonna place it next to your lift. There's a syringe right there. Then you're gonna tape it down with your tape. Don't worry too much about the tape. What matters is that you secure it properly because this thing. There you go. You can tape it down. You can put as much tape as you need to make sure it's tight and secure, but I'm just gonna put 3 because I think that's good. That's a good number. All right. All right. So for the next step, we're gonna take your 20 milliliter syringe. This is the bag it's in, 20 milliliters. Get it right here, and then you're gonna take out the water, and the water is green for video purposes. You don't need to do it green, but if you want to, when you fill up your water, get some marker. If it's at school, make sure it's okay with your teacher. If it's at home, make sure it's okay with your parents. You can just dip it in there and I'll turn the water the color. Whatever you do not drink the water because there's marker in there. All right, so you're gonna take it in there. Then you're gonna pull it up to 20 milliliter. Make sure you don't pull any further because it will come out and just splash everything. So you're gonna go all the way to the 20, there you go, 20 milliliter. Take a napkin or something, just wipe it on it because it'll be a little bit wet. Make sure you don't get water everywhere. And then you're gonna take the tube and the syringe. Now, this part will be a bit more difficult than the other one because of the pressure because you're pretty much turning this into a pressurized tube because of the 2 syringes, and you're just gonna force it in there as best as you can. You don't want it to come off in the middle of the experiment. Just really in there. And if it's wet, it can make this a bit harder. So that's why I wiped it off earlier. All right, there we go. Now, let's see. You push it down, and it goes up. Voila. And now if you want to put it back, you just pull it back. Alright, so for next part, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna add a platform to our lift. Get a piece of your tape. You're gonna place it right here in the middle. Careful not to get too stuck. And when you put your platform, make sure that it does touch the other side. So you can slowly put it down. You can take the excess, tape it up top, and then for the bottom, you lift it up a bit and just make sure it's tightened. You know, just tap it around, make sure it's nice and nicely placed. All right. And now you're gonna go around your house or the classroom and find something that's not too heavy, but has some weight to it, but not too heavy. Then you like we have some nuts here, and then you can place on top, and then you're gonna see how far you can lift. Oh, it's struggling there. All right. And another one. That's the limit for ours. Hopefully you can lift something maybe heavier or just as heavy. All right, hope this helps.